You guys, back in 2006, Lamar Odom lost his newborn son. And Odom says that he still has not sat down and cried about that 2006 sudden death of his baby son, Jaden. See, it was stated that Jaden allegedly died from SIDS, guys. And see, if you don't know what SIDS is an unexplained death, usually during sleep. Okay, and they stated that he was a healthy baby. He was less than a year old. And this was according to the Mayo Clinic. Now, guys, this was Lamar Odom's very first son. And he said that this happened without warning. One day he was just gone. And the mother of this child was Lisa Morales. And at the time that Odom's son passed away, Odom was just 27 years old. And so this is what happened when the situation occurred. Odom says, quote, "I got a phone call that changed my life. It was the summer of 2006. I had been out partying all night long, and I hadn't gone home. My son Jaden was 6 months old at the time, and he was at home in his crib. I shouldn't have been at home with him, but I was out doing whatever. Early in the morning, I got a call from his mother. She was panicking. I was like, yo, calm down. What's wrong? And she said, Jaden, he won't wake up. The ambulance is here and they're taking him now." Odom stated that he was in Manhattan and he had to drive all the way to Long Island. He stated when he got to the hospital, the doctors just told me that, he's not responding. They said he's gone. I just seen him. Gone? How the fuck is that even possible? How can he be gone? Odom then stated that he walked into the hospital room and the hurt on his mother's face. He says, "I'll never forget that, how she couldn't believe it. 6 months old, gone." So he stated recently that by now his son would be 11 years old, and he used to think about what he would look like if he was still here. He stated, "Actually, I think about it almost every day." He went to explain that the cause of death was sudden infant syndrome. Mr. Odom, however, went on to express that his drug usage went spiraling out of control when he lost his son. And on that pivotal moment, it picked up even heavier. And this was the only way that he could deal with the grief. And he stated, guys, however, this was his way on how to deal with the grief of losing his son. At just 6 months, he expressed this over again. Now I'm about to break this shit down. So follow me on down this rabbit hole on Odom Avenue, y'all. Check it out. So first of all, Mr. Odom, we're going to start from the back and then we're going to go to the front. Mr. Odom stated that the loss of his son sent him on a drug spiral. And he could not stop getting high. That was the only way he could cope. Mr. Odom, your ass was in Manhattan getting high as a goddamn kite the night that your son died. However, you claimed that he was laying in his crib. Now, how would you know where exactly this baby was laying? In my opinion, guys, blood sacrifice. Next, Mr. Odom said that he came and rushed. He had to drive all the way from Long Island. So he said when he got to the hospital, doctors just told him that, he's not responding. Then they told him, as he stated, he's gone. Then Mr. Odom stated that he walked into the hospital room and the hurt on this baby's mother's face. He stated, "I will never forget that. How she couldn't believe it." And then he went on again, guys, went on to say, 6 months old, gone. So that was very odd to me, guys, that Mr. Odom said when he went to the hospital to see his baby's mother, that look of hurt on her face, he'll never forget it. Wait a minute, this is your son and you're supposed to be grieving also. Why are you worried about the look on her face, the look of hurt, when you in fact should have said we both were hurt? Why does the look on her face matter? And if you're grieving about your son, you're not really concerned about the hurt on her face. But this is what he shared, guys. And the fact that he said he'll never forget that, that's kind of strange, don't you think? Because if you were truly grieving for your son's mother, you wouldn't want to remember the hurt of look on her face. If you ever loved her, you gave her a child, right? So who would never, he said he'll never forget that. Who would want to remember something like that? A baby daddy, okay? So we're going to break this down because I'll let this photo play out. I want you guys to really pay attention to this tattoo. Okay, so you guys can decide for yourself. I'm just going to put out what's here and what I see and what you guys can see, and I consider those as being facts, okay? So Jaden passed away on June 29th, 2006. And Mr. Odom was just 27 years old when his son died. So 2 plus 7 equals 9. And if you can see that Jaden was born December 15th, 2005. And Jaden passed away June 29th, 2006. So let's have a look at that tattoo, guys. If you can see that 12, 1 plus 2 equals 3. So we already have the 9 because Mr. Odom was 27 years old. Now we have that 1 plus 2 makes it to 3. And let's move over to the 15th of December. You can see that 1-5. There's your 6. This was so obvious and this was so simple to point out. And if you've seen that he took this picture and he displayed this picture to the public. But see, they like to throw all of this stuff up in our face, guys, and it's up to us to look in between the lines and pay attention to the details. I'll say it one more time. Mr. Odom was 27 years old when his son died from allegedly having SIDS in his sleep. Mr. Odom was 27. 2 plus 7 equals 9. And if you can see, little Jaden was born. The birthday is right here under his picture on this tattoo. 1 plus 2 equals 3, and 1 plus 5 equals 6. There is your 3, 6, 9 murder by numbers. This was a blood sacrifice. Go back and pay attention and listen to everything he stated from the beginning of the situation until the very end of the situation. And it does not add up, but baby, those numbers do. Okay? Another thing I wanted to share with you guys is that Mr. Odom and Mrs. Morales did have 2 other children. He had a daughter, and today she's 18, and his son, Lamar Jr., is 16 years old. And so it stated that Odom had struggled with drug issues his whole life since he first tried cocaine on vacation in Florida when he was 24 years old. So like I stated, if you can see, he stated that after his baby was dead, it drove him to go spiraling into his drug addiction. Like I said, that night when it happened to the baby, God rest this baby's soul, he was already out getting high. So he lied. And so after Mr. Odom was being so honest to these reporters that was doing this interview, he told the Players Tribune, "I wish I could tell you there was a reason for it. There wasn't. It was just an insane decision I made." And he was talking about trying cocaine. Or was he talking about cocaine? Once again, guys, thank you for watching my channel. Please subscribe, hit the like button, comment, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so when I drop my next video, you guys will be aware. Until the next video, guys, take care.